Week 0, college football. Welcome to the Field of 12 After Dark College Football Show. You're going to get everything plus rolling with us. I'm George Whitfield, rolling with two big-time heavyweights. First of all, the heart and soul of Waco, Texas, the Baylor Bears, two-time conference champion, Mr. Bryce Petty. Bryce, good to see you, sir.
Great to be seen, gents. Great to be seen. Thanks for having me.
And the family welcomes our new rookie of the year. You will get to know him. For those of you who don't already know him on the ACC front and Clemson star running back Darien Rencher, and soon to be girl dad. Welcome, sir. How we doing?
What's good, man? I'm joining the club in a lot of ways. Girl dad.
A lot of ways. It is. This actual show is actually 3 girl dads rolling on some football right now. But men, here we go. Let's roll. Per our tradition, we raise a toast. And I'm gonna go, Darien. Let's go with you first. For those of you at home, this is a super relaxed show. Buckle in. We're gonna go with you. Get yourself something to sip. We're going to make you smarter for the next tailgate, the next time your boys come over, or next time it's girls' night out, ladies. We're going to make you smarter. Grab something to sip. First, we got a couple of toasts. Mr. Rencher, something you would like to toast for week 0.
I'm going to toast. We're going to talk about a lot during this show, this segment we got. I'm toasting Ryan Helinski. If anybody's followed his family's journey, his family travels all across the country, talking about his older brother and everything he went through. So just to see him come out week 1 with a W, had a good day. I'm going to toast to Ryan Helinski with some Fiji water.
Hey.
Some Fiji water. I like it.
A big time. And that's a clean toast. Literally, that's a clean toast. But literally at one point, 24 for 28. Bryce, that's a program stabilizing performance. I know I was texting that back and forth earlier, but Northwestern kind of came in as a great unknown. Nebraska was this ridiculous favorite. Let's go across the pond and get this sorted out. They do on Ryan Helinski. That's a huge toast. Congrats, Northwestern. Bryce Petty, where are you going to take this?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, man, I thought, because of that was then started by Coach Corso himself. I went back in the archives and I didn't realize that from the beginning. I knew that he started it. I just didn't know when College Game Day actually started. 1987 is when it started. So we're in our 35th year of seeing Coach Corso. So I just thought it'd be cool week 0 to sit here and start the toast off with somebody, the 35th tenure. That's a hell of a day. Coach Corso, thank you.
Coach Corso, sir.
35 years, man.
35 years. And for me, my toast, I missed you guys so much. I missed you guys out there because of the sport, but I miss this team right here. As you get older, fewer and fewer times are you actually part of a team. So on behalf of Jeff Goodman and Rob Douster and Dagan and Trevor and the other Trevor, Clint, who couldn't be with us tonight, our rookie of the year joining us, Mr. Rencher, and Bryce Petty, to the Field of 12. Gentlemen, to the Field of 12. We're going to be together for the next 5 months. All right, gentlemen, let's roll. Let's jump.
Let's do it.
All right, Darien. So tonight or today, we really only had one, quasi matchup with a couple heavyweights out there dancing. Big Ten stepped out first this weekend. Northwestern, Nebraska heavy favorites, but they had a whole lot of attention on them. Scott Frost, seats hot. So what's he do? He goes out and gets an offensive systems guru in Coach Whipple. He brings him in. They had Kenny Pickett last year. They install that. Okay, now we're going to see this new model of Nebraska. Here comes Northwestern. For years, they've been one of the lone programs on the west side of the Big Ten to hold up against the powers. They met tonight. Darien, what was your thoughts when you watched this 12-round battle, and what does it mean to both teams as you see it?
Man, you look at last year's records, they both come off like very mediocre seasons as far as like they both had one conference win. They both were 3-9 last year. So I think both teams were coming out. You can see it. That's why it was so competitive. Both teams were coming out trying to establish the year. And obviously Scott Frost and the crew, they're trying to kind of assert his dominance this year. Hopefully this could be the year for them to turn the program around. And Northwestern's just trying to, like you said, they've been a good team on that side of the conference, and they're trying to restate that. And so for me, it was interesting to see. Obviously, talk about like transfer quarterbacks. They brought Casey Thompson in from Texas, who had a lot of good plays today. I mean,
yes,
the offense showed a lot of promise. It had a lot of sparks, some deep balls. It looked good. And you see Helinski they rallied back. And to me, I think Northwestern coaching wise, like kind of prevailed over Nebraska today. And we all know if you play football too, I think the most devastating thing of it all is that long, not just like a ride or a plane. You got a long plane ride back to America.
Going home.
Not, you know what I'm saying? Not just like from state to state or city to city. You're like flying back with an L over the water. Like that is demoralizing. You got to go to school. They're gonna probably make you go to school tomorrow. You know how it goes. You're in class tomorrow. You're jet lagged, and you just took an L across the seas. That's tough.
Ain't a whole lot of chuckling on that flight.
Not at all.
But that Northwestern flight, though,
would be amazing. That would be one. That would be one. Look, whenever we would win games, we would do ice cream. Did y'all have any traditions at Baylor? I don't know. We won a game in Clemson on the road. We got ice cream on the plane.
No, we just knew we were going to win, so it was business as usual. We didn't celebrate wins. I'm playing. No, I wish we had ice cream, man. We had Chick-fil-A. That was what they gave us on the plane.
Chick-fil-A. We had Chick-fil-A too. Chick-fil-A. That was always a good look. Chick-fil-A ice cream. So whatever Bryce, Northwestern doing, yeah.
So aside from Northwestern getting Chick-fil-A on this flight home, Bryce, what was your thoughts when you're watching the first bout of the season, especially with these two programs? Because Darien said it, both of them got a lot to come back from last year.
Man, I wish I'd have heard that whole question. I've got some wife issues.
No,
hit me again.
I'll restate it. I would say, what was your thoughts on watching these two heavyweights go at it, especially after they both had such a bad taste in their mouth from last season?
Hey, man, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
We hear you.
Okay, perfect. All I heard was bad taste in the mouth from last season.
Yeah,
I apologize, but man, look, when I watched this game, two things kind of stood out to me, actually, to be totally honest with you. One, you will typically see a lot of pre-snap penalties on your first game. It is 100%. Yellow flags all over the place, and I felt like for the most part it was a pretty super clean game. What's more interesting that I think than anything else is when you talk about Scott Frost and inevitably that man is on the hot seat, was on the hot seat from last year to take a decision at the point of the game that he did with 9 minutes left in the third quarter and kick an onside kick to try and get momentum. I understand what he was trying to do, but that is not something that I would do at the first this season. To me, that was kind of nuts. So there was a catch in this game. One, it's just great to see the ball back in the air and green grass on the field, but very interesting to me to see the type of mentality that I feel like the guy's going to come swinging. And we talked about it pre-show, inevitably be, at the time of the decision, October 1st could be a major one once it comes down to $7.5 million in terms of his buyout. But it looks to me that Scott Frost is going to just come out swinging on every game and until that point. And let me say this though. To Lincoln and they leave with an L. All this hot seat talk is gone.
Say it one more time, Bryce.
I was saying that if OU comes.
Oh, I think what you're saying is if OU comes to Lincoln and they beat,
all this hot seat talk is gone.
I agree. Darien, he's right though. Am I right? If they beat Oklahoma, does this truly cure all?
What's tough about this entire thing is you look at their schedule, and I honestly, going from my last year, I just finished my last year. I was never like into scheduling, but you look at schedules and you see, especially for a program that's trying to rebuild and trying to get over that hump, you want to get those first couple games. You look at the schedule; they played Northwestern, which they were hoping would be a W. They got North Dakota. They got Georgia Southern, which you would think
win-win.
That should be a potential 3-0 going into
no. Yeah, you're right. Potential 3-0, but now they're 2-1.
2-1, and you got Oklahoma and Indiana.
Lost.
Yeah, look, and it's like then from there, you're sitting at like this. You kind of you've been around guys.
3-3.
You're 3-3.
Let's play it out. Rutgers fist fight.
Yeah,
because they're on the road. Purdue, you have an NFL quarterback.
Purdue's an even either way matchup.
Either way, Minnesota, another fist fight with Minnesota. Now you're in November 5th. Michigan, Wisconsin.
You're not going to Michigan. Yeah.
Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. Oh, November's going. I mean,
it's tough, and that's an if. And the thing is, with a program who just came off a 3-9 season, you would love to get 3 wins early. So even as a psyche, just a mental thing, we at least have got to where we were last year with the potential to keep going. But you're entering. I mean, you hope to get to Oklahoma 2-1, and you lose that game. Now you're sitting at 50%.
Right.
And then Indiana is a toss-up game. So it's just, to me, that today was a big game. Obviously, as a coach, you're going to come back to your players, hey, let's continue to get back to work and let's get back to the season we know we can have. But at the same time, it's tough to believe so much and feel like you got the same result after working so hard through an entire offseason and hearing your
100%.
coach. Yeah, it's really tough on the kids. And so it would be cool to see them rally back. And they obviously got a lot of fresh energy, like you said, on the coaching staff. But at the same time, it's a big if.
I'll tell you this. Watching these guys today, a couple of things jumped out early. They have revamped. 355 yards in the air, 42 attempts. That Mark Whipple effect. And now people don't really realize this. Coach Whipple was an offensive coordinator in the NFL with the Eagles with Donovan McNabb. He was for years. He's an offensive coordinator with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he had Ben Roethlisberger, and they had some nice runs.
Yeah.
Miami Hurricanes coordinator, head coach of UMass. They threw the ball a ton. They had a lot of success offensively, not so much program-wise. Then goes to Pitt. Were we all talking about Kenny Pickett before last year? Did you know?
So,
you're in this conference,
but the same time, it was Kenny Pickett, not as extreme. This is a take, not as extreme, but had a Joe Burrow-esque type year. As far as correct. Really, you correct. Look at all right, was Joe Burrow before the Natty year? He wasn't a bad quarterback, but he also wasn't a premier first rounder. Kenny Pickett, when we played him, you had to respect him. We played them in the AC Championship in 2018. He started all 4 years. We played him in 2018, and he was good quarterback. They had a good scheme, but he wasn't what he was last year. Last year was he's the guy. Wearing two glove guy. Whoever this dude's throwing ball with 2 gloves, he's the guy. And I the same thing is similar to what you're saying now. It's all right, who can he bring that? You look at the stats from last year, and you said they threw 355. Last year they averaged 266 yards in the air, so they're already up. So there is some more momentum.
They averaged 206, is what you said?
266 yards per game passing, Nebraska.
Right. It just looked like they had real air support today. Now, it'd be curious to see what the continuity is. And we got this quote that came over from our producer, Dagan Hughes, earlier, where Scott Frost post-game said, welcome back, Bryce. Scott Frost post-game said, I think our offensive staff has to learn. You got to be a little more creative in this league. That bothered me 9 different ways, but primarily this. That offensive scheme and that system had you in the game. The offensive scheme didn't make the choice to do the onside kick. And the offense
had you up,
had you formidable. And here I'm gonna add one more piece just from the nerd piece, quarterback wise. Casey Thompson, I think, is a good quarterback. He battles, he scraps his ass off. Multiple times I saw in this game him get back to not just the second read in a play, but the third read in a play. He stays in the pocket. It wasn't some cowboy throw it up in the air and let's just figure it out type stuff. He was working through a system, feet and eyes tied together. Nope. Yes. Make the shot. I'm like, damn, look at Nebraska really truly running some pro style stuff. Bryce, just your thoughts on Nebraska's system and then the disconnect on the outcome. Can you hear us, Bryce?
Man, can you guys hear me again? Yeah, I'm
we got
this.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Who knows?
Back.
Who knows?
I was saying,
we're getting there. We're getting there.
All right, so Darien, Bryce will catch up.
Let's go.
So Bryce, you got us, Bryce?
Yeah.
Okay, deal. So I just want to get your thoughts on Scott Frost knocking the offensive staff at Nebraska, saying, I think our offensive staff has to learn to be a little more creative in this league.
I think he's done this one times for me. I think that he's kind of proven time and time again that he has a very hard time taking full responsibility. He took responsibility for the onside kick. He said, hey, I thought we could capture momentum and go in the game. Again, 9 minutes left in the third quarter. That makes no sense that you would do that anyways and think that. But at the end of the day, he's had a couple of conversations, even in media days, going back to it, to where he's saying, I don't know why we can't finish games. Buddy, you're in the newspaper. You're highlighted in the newspaper as the golden boy that came back. You played for Nebraska. You took UCF. And this is supposed to be, as a head coach, you are always in the newspaper for winning games and losing games. You have to be able to take responsibility, and it's nobody else's responsibility in the media. Behind closed doors, that's fine. If you want to get creative with your OCs and your offensive play calls, then do that behind closed doors, but do not do that in the media.
Week one, no doubt. Week one.
Yeah, week one. For sure.
Darien, that's our first time going to war together. Oh, yeah, week 0. That's our first time going to battle together. And that's the extent of the loyalty. All right, let's switch one last thing on Nebraska here. We are not putting for sale signs in his yard or this is not calling hours, but we're going to be real on this show always. The heat is on now in Nebraska. We just jammed through their schedule. Darien and I basically got them. They're basically 500. They're at 500 before they see those 3 monsters in November. So it already doesn't have the right tone.
Well, and if I can too, just to reiterate, you got 22 new faces in there. There's 22 transfers that came into Nebraska. And so like you were talking about with your coach, this is the first game you're scrapping. But man, Darien, you know this, George, you know this, as players, man, we read that junk too. We read that stuff. And so, man, if you're not
if you're not going to lead from the front, that is going to be problematic. Bryce,
man,
I'm with you on
the ship. And so that to me is I'm still breaking up, gents. I'm sorry.
No. Go. We got your point though, and we back it. I agree with you 100% on that. It is a lead from the front situation, and guys do read that all the way down into the locker room, no matter who they are. A couple of quick names. We're just going to be real. Let's just play this out. If you're Nebraska's athletic director, Darien, I'll start with you. Do you have one or two names you're already kind of thinking about in the back of your mind? This proud program, we're going to right this ship, and we may have to write it sooner than later. Do you have a couple names you like to see in this conversation?
I guess more so thought process of the names is like for a job like that, because Nebraska does have a lot of prestige to their program. Nebraska just is like
they do have a what?
A lot of prestige to their program, just like
100%.
a lot of pride, just from like not recent years. They put out a lot of talent, but more so from past years, or just the foundational pieces of their program. And so they expect to win, but they really haven't really won probably since like the Amir Abdullah days. Like when did they like? When have they really
They haven't. Tommy Frazier. It's Tommy Frazier. Nebraska hasn't been a national power. I don't think in your lifetime, certainly, and maybe not in Bryce's lifetime. The last time I was in high school when Tommy Frazier heck out of Florida, and they were a power, and everybody wanted to go there. So, do you have a thought on a couple? Go ahead.
Yeah, and like I would say, like the thing the thing that's unique about their program too is like you go to a lot of the schools across the country when they're down like this, they don't have like fan support. Nebraska, they don't have anything else to do in Nebraska. Those games are packed.
Sell out. Correct.
I mean, they're gonna sell out, and so you there is the pressure there to get somebody big, but the center as a coach, like I feel like you have to go like even like Scott Frost, like his journey, go from a lower level school to me like a UCFS. I don't know what school that would be. I don't know if a big time that program to go coach in Nebraska.
Well, I'll give you a couple names right out the gate. If I'm the athletic director,
who you think
I'm gonna go make these 3 guys say no, and then I'll get on with whatever else.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the Houston Texans, and I'm gonna talk to their offensive coordinator, Pep Hamilton.
Yeah.
Been all over football, been an incredible source of offensive firepower, and has shown incredible leadership. Stanford, Michigan, Houston Texans. He's been back and forth.